Well, here's a little story about how my dad loved to pull pranks on people. I mean, he loved joking around, and he loved having just fun with people, making people laugh, sometimes try to scare them just a little bit, but nothing too bad, just have good old-fashioned fun. I think I was like roughly 7 or 8 years old, and my older brother would have been 8 or 9, roughly, at the time, and my dad had this old beat-up car. It was an old, he jokingly referred to it as a gremlin, but not really sure. It might have been like an old Dodge Omni or something along those lines. And one day, when we were going over to visit one of his friends, when my brother and I were spending the day with him, our dad, his friend lived at the bottom of this kind of steep hill in town, and my dad's car, I mean, you could hear it coming a mile away, because it was just like, and, loud as all get out. You sound almost like a motorcycle, except for it was a car, and, he kind of wanted to surprise his friend, just, come in quietly, so his friend didn't hear him come in, and be like, knock on the door and joke around with him, like, "Please open up, blah, 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 blah." And so, what he did was, the top of the hill was like a block away. You'd go to the bottom of the hill, and that was at the other end of the block. If that makes any sense, And so, what my dad did was, at the top of the hill, he turned off his car completely. And, being a little kid, not really thinking too much about it, not knowing a whole lot about how cars work at the time, I mean, you're 7 or 8, you don't process it, you don't think about stuff, so I'm like thinking, as soon as he turned off the car, he told us what he was going to do. He's like, "I'm going to turn off the car, and we're going to glide down the hill," and have enough momentum to pull into the parking lot and park. And I just start freaking out. I'm like, "What, Dad? Do the brakes still work if the car's off?" Because, I mean, I thought the car had to be on for the brakes to work, because obviously the car has to be on to use the gas pedal. So that's how I thought it worked for the brakes, too. And my dad, being an evil jokester that he was, oh my God, he decides, "Oh, well, hey, I can prank my little son." So he turns off the car. He doesn't answer my question. And he's like sitting there. I didn't realize he was pumping the clutch, because I'm sitting in the back seat and I couldn't see the pedals. So he's sitting there pumping on the freaking clutch. It's like, "Oh my God, oh my God." I'm like, what? And at this point, we're cruising down the steep hill. I mean, it's a hill steep enough, if it's covered in snow, you could go sledding on it. So we get going, and he's like, "Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God." I'm like, what? I'm freaking out. The brakes aren't working, oh my God. And I was like, oh my God. If I hadn't gone poop before we left to go see his friend, I would have been pooping my pants right then and there. I was freaking out. And oh my Lord have mercy. We get down, we pull into the parking lot, he swings in, and then I'm like, oh my God, we're going to crash in the building, we're going to get hurt. But at the last second, he gently puts on the brakes and pulls into a parking spot and pops it into gear so that way it won't roll off, can't leave it in neutral, because, had to be neutral to go down the hill. But then he popped it into gear, and I'm like, "I thought you said the brakes didn't work on the car if it shut off." "Nope, brakes still work if it's off, it's just a matter of, it has to be on to use the gas." I'm like, okay. So I learned the hard way. My dad pranked me, and that's how I learned the difference between the brake and the gas pedal being used when the car's on and off. So, yeah, there you go. If any of you ever want an idea, driving in a stick shift, you want to prank your kids or whatever, it works.